There are 1.4 billion people on this planet who do not have a bank account. Let that number sit for a moment. 1.4 billion human beings, with jobs, with families, with needs, with dreams, who cannot access basic financial services. People who cannot access the most basic financial services that those of us in developed economies take completely for granted. Cannot send money reliably, cannot receive international payments without paying predatory fees to middlemen, cannot save in a stable, secure environment, cannot access credit, cannot participate meaningfully in the global economy. And here's something that makes this even more striking. Many of those same 1.4 billion unbanked individuals have a smartphone. They have mobile data. They are connected to the internet in the most fundamental way that the modern world offers connectivity. They have a phone. They just do not have a bank. Now think about that gap from a different angle. The global remittance market, the business of sending money across borders primarily from workers in wealthy countries, sending money back to their families in developing ones, moves over $700 billion annually. $700 billion. And the fees charged by traditional remittance services to move that money eat somewhere between 5 and 10% on every transfer on average. In some corridors, the fees are even higher. That means tens of billions are extracted every year. Extracted from the world's most economically vulnerable people, not by criminals, but by the infrastructure supposed to serve them. This is not a problem that technology has been unable to solve. It is a problem that the wrong technology has failed to solve. And the right technology, blockchain-based mobile financial infrastructure, has been building toward this moment for years. One project has been at the intersection of telecom infrastructure and blockchain finance longer than almost anyone else in this space. And the work they have been doing, quietly, persistently, may be closer to breaking through than most people realize. Welcome to Crypto AI Predictor, where we combine real AI-powered analysis with deep research to bring you crypto coverage. If this is your first time here, subscribe right now. We invest serious hours into every video, and subscribing supports that work. Today, Telcoin, the project building the bridge between your mobile phone and a genuinely inclusive global financial system. And the price projection our AI model produced for TEL in this bull run is a number that becomes extraordinarily compelling. Once you understand the full scope of what this project is attempting, let's build the complete picture from the ground up. Everything in this video is purely for educational and entertainment purposes only. Nothing here constitutes financial advice. Cryptocurrency markets are extremely volatile. Always conduct your own thorough research. To truly appreciate Telcoin's significance, we need to sit with the financial exclusion problem in its full dimensions. Because this is not a niche market opportunity. This is one of the largest unmet needs in the entire global economy. Financial exclusion is concentrated in specific regions: Southeast Asia, Sub-Saharan Africa, Latin America, South Asia. Underdeveloped banking infrastructure, high account minimums, and lack of documentation create systematic barriers. Without access to banking, people cannot save securely. They keep cash at home where it is vulnerable to theft and inflation. Without access to credit, they cannot invest in their businesses. Without international payment rails, they cannot receive family support. The remittance corridor is where the pain is most acute. A domestic worker in the US sending money to family in the Philippines. A construction worker in the Gulf states sending support to Bangladesh. These flows represent genuine, urgent financial needs. Western Union and MoneyGram have built billion-dollar businesses on the back of these flows. Their model depends on friction. The agent networks, the currency conversion markups, the more friction they maintain, the more money they extract. Telcoin is a blockchain-based financial services platform that partners directly with telecommunications companies to deliver DeFi-powered financial services to mobile users with a specific focus on underserved and unbanked populations. The core insight: telecoms already have what banks lack. They have the relationships. They have the KYC and identity infrastructure. They have distribution networks that reach into rural and remote areas where no bank branch exists. They have mobile payment systems. What telecoms lack is the financial infrastructure: lending, savings, cross-border payments. Telcoin builds that. The user experience is designed to be as simple as sending a text message. The complexity happens entirely in the background. The user sees send money. The infrastructure does blockchain-based settlement at a fraction of traditional remittance costs. This approach, using telecom partners as the distribution layer, is one of the most strategically intelligent strategies in crypto. The TEL token powers the entire ecosystem as settlement currency, governance token, staking mechanism, and economic backbone. Let's spend real time on the Telecom partnership model, the strategic insight that separates Telcoin from every other project. Mobile network operators are sitting on an extraordinary asset. They have the trust relationships and verified identities of millions. In many markets, mobile money has already achieved massive adoption. M-Pesa in Kenya is the classic example. Telcoin's strategy is to become the blockchain-powered financial layer, taking what telecoms do well and expanding it with DeFi. When a telecom integrates Telcoin, customers suddenly have access to instant, low-cost international remittances and yield products. And critically, they get this access through an interface they already know and trust, not a complex DeFi dashboard. Telcoin is not trying to replace telecoms. It is making telecoms dramatically more valuable by giving them the infrastructure they need. Understanding the TEL token economics is essential. Let's break down exactly how value accrues to TEL. The primary role is settlement infrastructure. When transactions are settled, TEL serves as the intermediate layer for speed. As transaction volume increases with every new partnership, the settlement demand for TEL compounds. Utility tied to volume. The second role is staking. Participants must stake TEL as collateral, locking supply out of circulation as the network grows. The third role is governance. TEL holders vote on protocol parameters and partnership approval. Valuable infrastructure rights. The fourth role is ecosystem incentives. TEL rewards behaviors like liquidity provision and new user onboarding. The token economics are designed for the long term, rewarding ecosystem growth and genuine usage rather than short-term hype. Here is something most analysts overlook: Telcoin's compliance and regulatory engagement strategy. Rather than building first and asking for forgiveness, Telcoin has engaged proactively with regulators and pursued licensing. A project that ignores regulation cannot partner with legitimate telecoms. They cannot jeopardize their operating licenses. This is a genuine competitive moat. Other projects may have interesting tech, but without the regulatory bar, they are blocked. In an increasingly sophisticated global environment, this compliance infrastructure becomes more valuable with every cycle. Let's talk about what is actually happening on the ground, because execution transforms thesis into reality. Telcoin has been building its network across multiple continents, focusing on high remittance corridors in Southeast Asia and the Pacific. The Pacific Islands represent a critical focus. Remittance fees there can reach 15 to 20%, among the highest in the world. Telcoin can slash those costs dramatically, making a real difference in how much money actually reaches families on the receiving end. The Telcoin application has been developing alongside the integration strategy, providing access to DEX functionality and stablecoins. The macro context for Telcoin in the current bull market is something our AI model flagged as particularly significant. Bull markets expand the conversation. In bear markets, we talk about survival. In bull markets, we talk about what technology can achieve. Financial inclusion is a powerful narrative. The idea that blockchain can do what centuries of traditional banking failed to do. When attention turns to real-world utility, Telcoin's story is one of the most compelling. It is not speculative. It is operational. Our prediction model processed Telcoin through our complete analytical framework, evaluating every dimension. The real-world utility signal was one of the strongest the model has registered. Addressing a $700 billion market is rare. The partnership network signal assessed the quality of relationships, evaluating user reach and remittance corridor coverage. The regulatory moat signal evaluated compliance as an advantage, enabling the telecom partnership model central to distribution. The token utility depth signal scored TEL's multi-dimensional demand structure, finding it grows with network usage. Every signal aligned. The model's output was clear. For Telcoin, in a continued bull market scenario, our AI model projects TEL reaching a price of 0.015, 1.5 cents, 0.015. For a token trading at a fraction of that level right now, a move to 0.015 is genuinely significant. The model's confidence is grounded in comparables, mobile payment tokens that have previously seen comparable appreciation. We open this video with a number: 1.4 billion people without a bank account. Telcoin is building the infrastructure to change that. Not through theory, through real partnerships, real settlement, and real cost savings for real families, all with a sustainable compliance strategy. That is the complete picture, and this channel builds complete pictures, because we believe you deserve research that actually informs. We pour the hours into this work for you. All we ask is that you support this by hitting subscribe right now, completely free. Leave a comment. What do you think about financial inclusion? Do you think mobile-first blockchain can reach the unbanked at scale? More AI predictions are coming. Projects at the intersection of real-world utility and bull market timing. Subscribe before they drop. This is Crypto Eye Predictor. We find the signal in the real world. We share it with you. See you in the next one. Crypto Eye Predictor.